up, everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XLR8, back at you with all of my COD games. The show where we just take ourselves a look at a deck and we have ourselves a good time. Today we're taking a look at the Noble Knights, those Knights of Yugioh in the round table. And we got ourselves a little deck that's all about swarming them out on the board, filling the grave with equip spells, doing Noble Knight things. We also have some Infernoble Knight things. Not hand looping or anything like that, but we got the Infernoble Knights on the side. They can be treated as equips too, so it all works out. So we're going to go into Yugioh Pro. I'm going to show this deck off and show you how it works. But first, let's go over the deck list and we shall get rolling. So for our main deck today, we're playing 2 copies of the Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, 2 copies of Noble Knight Gawain, we got 1 copy of Noble Knight Dristan, 3 copies of Yvain, we have 3 copies of Midrot, we have 2 copies of Infernoble Knight Ogier, we have 2 Noble Knight Brothers from Other Mothers, 2 Noble Knight Kustanin, 2 copies of Infernoble Knight Oliver, 2 copies of Morgan the Enchantress of Avalon, 1 Guinevere, the Queen of the Noble Arms, 3 copies of Infernoble Knight Roland. We have Reinforcement of the Army, 3 Heritage of the Chalice, 1 Last Chapter of the Noble Knights, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Glory of the Noble Knights, 2 copies of Noble Arms of Destiny, 1 Noble Arms Galatane, 2 Infernoble Arms Durandal, 1 Noble Arms Clarent, 2 Noble Arms Excalibur, 1 Noble Arms, I cannot pronounce your name, so I just call you Arfadu, and we have 3 copies of Until the Noble Arms Are Needed Once Again. For our extra deck, we have ourselves 1 Masquerena, 2 Isolde, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Axis Code Talker, 2 Sacred Noble Knights of King Kustanin, 1 Artorigus, the King of the Noble Knights, 1 Baguska, 1 Utopia, 1 Sacred Noble King of the King Artorigus. We have number S39 Utopia the Lightning, 1 AA Zeus, 1 Infernoble Knight Captain Oliver, and 1 Infernoble Knight Emperor Charlie. So that's today's deck. Let's go into good old Yugioh Pro and show it off. Show you all the combos and such, and we'll have ourselves a good time. Alright, here our first opponent, and we want to try and go second. We're mostly beat down with today's deck. We can go first, depending on the hand we get into. We'll see. Opening hand. Little tricky. Little bit. I do have Roland, which is good. I've got the Heritage of the Chalice, which is very good. This is a very nice search card for our deck. I can search a Noble Knight or a Noble Arms card. And it's very nice. You know, and if my cards get destroyed, I can just add it back. It's a really good card. So up against some version of Zambos. Hopefully this is like Skull Servants or something. Not because we have an advantage over Skull Servants, but because I don't really care for the alternative, being just Balladrock Turbo or something of that variety. Because, you know, some people, when they play zombies, they play the Skull Servants. Sometimes they're just playing Balladrock Turbo. Okay, that's probably what this is. Probably. Although he does not have Balladrock at the moment, which is good. The bad thing is that, 1, this turns me into Zombos, which is going to mess up a lot of my plays. And the other problem is if he has, like, Super Poly, because then he can, like, fuse with my stuff. Vampire the Suck, you say? Alright. Alright, well, we got Noble Knight Yvain. I don't think I can... Yep, can't go for Isolde anymore. That really... So, I mean, if I can get out Artorigus, that'll work too. Alright. Wait. Okay, that works. Okay. Activating the Heritage of the I was just making sure I needed to have, like, you know, I didn't need to have a warrior specific for this. Otherwise, I'd be dead. So let's summon out Midrot. This is a primary player starter. And let's see. Target a warrior. It doesn't really matter because... Oh, okay. We do have to go for Excalibur on this one. Okay, so we'll go for Excalibur. Equip it to Midrot. And we're going to use Midrot's effect. Now that he's been equipped with an equip, I can summon a dude from my deck. Let's go ahead and go for... Let's go for Ogier, just because he'll Foolish Burial for us. And then I must destroy Excalibur. But it's fine, because we actually do want Excalibur in the graveyard. Because I can use this to rank up into my rank 5 later. So let's go ahead and ditch a dude to the graveyard. Let me think about this. Get the noble arms of destiny, yes. Yeah, because while this won't be the greatest combo in the world, it will be at least something. So we're going to make our rank 4. King Artorgus, King Arthur himself, even though he doesn't look anything like his usual artwork. We're going to use his effect. I can equip spells from the grave. Some reason I can't hit the Noble Arms of Destiny, but that's fine. That's not the point. We're going to go ahead and use Artorgus' effect. I can detach Yugioh and blow up spell traps. Go by, Zombie World. I don't need you around here. So now we're going to use Roland. I can equip him onto Arthur. 500 boost. And now we're going to use Yugioh's effect. All the Infernobles can be equipped from the graveyard. Except for Roland. He's from the hand. So now basically my monster can't be destroyed by stuff. Not by card effects anyway. So let's go ahead in battle phase and run over Sucker. Yeah, a little tricky with the Zombie World. Normally I'd go for Zold to start. Because then I could dump like way more equip spells. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and make Zeus just in case. Just in case. It will end our turn and Roland's effect will go off. This will allow me to search a monster. We're going to go for our Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, who's a very nice monster. He can negate monster effects by ditching equip spells. You summon him by banishing an equip spell, which we have in the graveyard. And I don't think my opponent is happy with the fact that I went for Zeus. You know, obviously I could just Zeus him now, but that would be kind of a waste. Kind of a waste. We're going to wait for this guy to do stuff first. We're going to wait for him to do things, and then we will hit him. Alright, so Unit Zambo. No, I'm not going to do it. I mean, he probably will ditch like a Mizuki or something. That way he can like bring back Unizombie. But you know what? This is fine. It's fine. We'll allow some things. Spectral Sword. Okay, so that doesn't do anything right yet. That's fine. Okay, so go ahead and ditch another dude. Probably going to be that Mother Mizuki, I would imagine. Or maybe another Banshee. I have no idea. It's one of them things. I don't know what kind of zombies this is. Seems to be some sort of... Actually, I couldn't tell you. So far, it's pretty bog standard Zambos. Nothing too specific. Alright, so now he's going to have a 5 and whatever he revives. I would have probably nuke board after this. Just in case, because I don't know what he's trying to do. Although, nah, not yet. What does this do? Let's see. Discards in the graves, hit the turn, see. Okay, so my opponent surrenders. He surrenders because I didn't hit him. He was hoping I would. He probably has like Monster Born or something. Or maybe not. Regardless, that's alright. You know, we did win, technically. I mean, Zeus... Very nasty beat stick. Very nasty in this deck in particular. Because he just lets you wipe the board. It's crazy. So yeah, you get a taste of the Noble Knights. You know, we did have to deal with the zombie world, but we still made our exceed. We still got our some equips. You know, next turn I would have gone for Phoenix, Gearfried, Roland. I've got Evane. I could have equipped with Arfidu. And then got a token, made a Zold. I could have gone off right after this, but my opponent couldn't handle Zeus. So we're going to call that duel number 1. And let's go for the next duel, and hopefully Isolde will come out, and we can do all the Isolde things we want to do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Let's go and see what we get. I'd like to see a nice, longer duel, if anything else. Last duel, we got a taste. I'd like to get to the whole enchilada this time, if you know what I mean. So, we'll see what we're up against. Standard deck and everything. He's got like a 6-digit number. Is that one of them hentai numbers? Kind of like my sleeves. My sleeves, you know, if you've ever played like the Fate series, any of the games, watched the anime, you'll know who that is. That's King Arthur there. You know who that is. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of FGO. That's kind of why I wanted to just use different kind of stuff. Usually I use Yu-Gi-Oh art. But they did something different. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Noble Arms. Get me a Noble Arms card. Thank you very much. And we're going to go ahead and equip this onto our Madrot. Now we're going to use Madrat's effect. Since he's the only monster I've got, I can summon another one. Let's go for Yvain. Who, for some reason, I keep thinking Yvain's a boy. Or not a boy, but a girl. It is actually a dude. Well, of course, if you go by fate logic, it can be anything. Anyway, we're going to destroy the Noble Arms of Destiny because of Madrat's effect. But because of the Noble Arms of Destiny, I can re-equip it. And I'm going to give it to Yvain now, so I get a nice spiffy token. Hacha. And I can use those for Isolde. Before we do anything else, let's remember to use Custonin. Alrighty. Let's go for good old Isolde. Search me a monster. Well, let's get Phoenix Gearfried. That way we'll have Gearfried for... And I can't summon him now, but I can summon him next turn. So let's go ahead and use the effect of Isolde. Ditch some equipped spells. Let's see here. What do I want to ditch? Let's ditch Excalibur. Let's ditch Galatane. We'll ditch... Let's ditch Durandal and Arfidu. Just to make things simple. And let's go ahead and get Ogier. Because he'll ditch me another card. So we'll use Ogier's effect. We'll ditch a monster. And we'll ditch a copy of Roland. He'll get me another Gearfried if I need it. Or Oliver. Either one. And I could bring him back, but there's not really a need to do that. So let's go ahead and make... Let's see here. I really wish Kustanin was a quickie. But he is not. So we'll make Artorigus. We'll make Artorigus. Hacha. And because of the effect of, Kustanin, I get an extra normal summon. So what we're going to do is normal summon of Kustanin. And then we're going to use the effect to equip. You got to put it in that order, otherwise it messes up. So let's go for the Noble Arms of Destiny for protection. Excalibur for more protection. And Galatane for big numbers. Cha-cha-cha. And I get my extra normal summon. So let's summon Dristan. So basically, since I have another Noble Knight, my opponent can't target me. Anything I have that has 1800 less attack, except for this dude with card effects, and I can't be targeted for attacks. But that's not important. I'm just going to make my Noble King of Kustanin. If this guy gets killed, I can, switch him out for another Noble Knight Exceed, being our rank 5. If he survives, I can use him to bounce stuff. So let's go ahead and end our turn for now. Roland will go off. And I can search out my other Gearfried. So I'll have them both. So we're pretty set up for this turn. I got my castle of a monster. I can't be targeted by stuff. I can't be destroyed once per turn. I'm big. And plus I can blow up spell traps. So these don't worry me in the slightest. They really don't. So let's go ahead and immediately go for Artorigus' effect. Ditching Ogier. And we'll attempt to blow these up. Joker's Wild. Send a spell that lists Queen, King, Jack. This effect becomes the effect of that effect. This card's in the grave. Target a light war. Okay. And finish. Okay, so what the heck did he do? Summon a Queen's Knight. Bro, my hand sucks. Let's see. Oof. I can't really relate right now, can I? I've had myself a fair share of bad hands. Those can certainly happen. So we're going to summon Gearfried. This guy can negate monster effects by getting rid of equipped spells. And that's what he does. He gets rid of equipped spells to negate stuff. So let's go ahead and ditch Oliver. That way we'll have 2 more equipped spells. And I'm going to put these on Gearfried so I don't just give, Artorigus everything. As funny as it would be to just give King Arthur everything, he ain't a tyrant. He's a king. Are kings tyrants? They can be. But not at the moment. So we'll summon out the Brave Boy. And use Kustanin's effect to detach one and bounce the queen. Alrighty, so this ought to be game unless I'm mistaken of numbers. Oh, by the way, King Arthur lost 200 attack because of Galatane. I forgot it doesn't often matter, but you lose 200 attack during each standby phase. So there's duel number 2. A bit of a miss. I wouldn't call it a mismatch. It's more like I had a good hand, he had a bad hand. But you got a bit more of what Noble Knights can do, So you just swarm board, hit with big numbers. So there's duel number 2. Let's go ahead for duel numero 3. and see if we can have some more back and forth. Alrighty, our third opponent decided to take a quick break between the duels. See if Yugioh Pro wakes up a little bit. We'll see, because I feel like the first two duels, while we're showing off our deck just fine, I like to see some interaction with the opponent a little bit. Alrighty, what do we have for an opening hand? Not a great opening hand. I could definitely use like a Madrat or something, because I do have Gawain. We'll see. I also have my one of the last chapter of the Noble Knights, which is, I mostly just threw in here as a cheeky tech card. You don't really need this very much. Basically, all this does is if your opponent has a monster, you don't, you can revive a Noble Knight, equip it with an equip spell. It's just like a last-ditch effort sort of deal. So, we're up against some version of Shaddolls, which doesn't tell us much. Target a face-up card in the field negates, he negates himself. Okay. Just straight up negate yourself. That's gonna be the next archetype. It's gonna be the next archetype. You know, I've entered this punk deck or whatever it's called. It's just gonna be, you know, negate yourself in order to do this or something. Or like if this card's negated. That's gotta happen at some point. You know, Konami's gonna run out of weird things to do at some point. And they're gonna have to be like, okay, we need something really dumb. So we're gonna make an archetype that's like, if this card gets negated, it does this thing. Alright, what do we have here? Roland? Alright. Roland's not bad. I really did want a Madrat, though. Madrat would have been very nice. So, what we're going to go ahead and do is summon out Yvain. He's got something. Oh no, I just realized I'm a light monster. He probably has like super poly and stuff. I don't know, folks. If he hits me with super poly, I could be in some trouble. Because that's the one thing is he has super poly. Oh. Well, that's not necessarily good. Yeah, normally Caliburn would... Oh, yeah, that stopped me. Unfortunate. I kind of needed that to go off. Alright. Well, I guess I'll just end my turn. Hopefully he'll attack me with something smaller and I can equip Roland for some quick damage. Yeah, I was worried about Super Polys because then he could make, like, Construct. And then he would have been able to, like, get back his Shaddoll cards. Trick Clown. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's Trick Clown. I mean, that's smaller than me, but that's Trick Clown. That's what it is. Unfortunate. I mean, hey! I have last chapter of the Noble Knights. So, this may not look good, but actually, I might actually get a chance to show off last chapter of the Noble Knights, which was not intentional. I threw this thing in just to see if it would work. Like if I was, like, top decking or something. So, I'm happy with that. You know, I'll be able to show off last chapter of the Noble Knights. This card does not get much use. So, what are you doing now? You summoned a clown. Are you clowning with me? Are you messing with me? What are you doing? This clown is smaller than Yvain. I hope you weren't planning to run me over with this. I don't know. So far, he's doing a whole lot of nothing. I don't think my opponent has very many Shaddoll fusions, which is unfortunate for him, good for me. As long as he doesn't have these, we are golden. Granted, Shaddolls have, like, how many fusion spells? They have, like, 3 or 4, something like that. Okay, Cross Sheep. Alright, fusion, summon a monster from the G. Okay. So he made Cross Sheep, then the clown comes back. And I guess he has a poly in the... Oh, yeah. Al Capone goes off. Add a Shaddoll card from the deck or the grave to the hand, then you must discard a card. Which isn't that big of a deal, considering all the Shaddolls have grave effects when they're sent to the grave. So now he can just add whatever. He's probably going to add a poly if he doesn't have one. If he does have one, he'll add a Beastie Boy. And then he must discard Beastie Boy to draw himself another card. So he definitely has a polymerization in his hand. There's no reason why he wouldn't. You know, there's no reason why he wouldn't. Alright. Show me that Shaddoll fusion. probably this one. I'm gonna guess it's this one. That's my guess. Because if he needs a poly, why he wouldn't just search poly, unless he has that trap card. Yeah, should also have a trap fusion, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do. Pretty sure that they have a trap fusion. But my opponent loses connection. All right. I guess he messed up. I guess he messed up real hard. I don't really want to call that a win though, because my opponent didn't do anything, and I didn't get to do much either. I mean, I was stuck up. I could have summoned Gao and go for his ult. I'm gonna call that a win. My opponent clearly screwed himself over, and I would have been able to do my things next turn and just gone for gold. So I'm gonna call that a win. And let's go for one more opponent though, just to see if we can find like the perfect opponent that gives us the back and the forth. Alrighty, fourth and final opponent of the day. Let's see if we can find that one opponent that gives us the nice back and forth I'm searching for. Yugioh Pro doesn't always give you that sort of thing, you know. Sometimes your opponents can't do nothing. Sometimes they're playing all negate. Sometimes you get that nice bit of back and forth, and that's what I really like to look for. So what do we got here? I've got Madrot. Good. I've got Gawain. Good. Ooh, I've got Morgan. I've got my negation in Morgan. That's good. Dream Mirrors. Okay. Let's see. Add a Dream Mirror monster. Dream Mirror of Joy. Dream Mirror. I don't understand Dream Mirrors very much. They're kind of weird. They're kind of an oddball bunch. They're all about the field spells, but I can never remember what the field spells do. So, let's see here. Yes. Summon out Madrot. And we'll see what our opponent do. Okay, so he's going to immediately activate the field. Let's see. Tree. So basically, he's going to put both of the field spells on board. I'm going to go ahead and chain Glory. Don't really need to chain Glory, but I'm going to do it anyway. Equip my monster with an equip spell. And we're going to equip ourselves with Arfadu. Why not? Show off what Arfadu does. Actually, I think I might have... Oh, wait. I need the different equip spells to do the thing. Okay, that's whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to do other things to get around this anyway. So what does this do? Tribute this card, summon an Ikelos. I don't know what that does, so I'm gonna say no to it. I can discard Morgan and get rid of my equip spell to negate stuff. And then I can just re-equip Arfadu, because that's how that works. Hacha. And then I can just reactivate the effect. Okay, what does this do? Dream Mirror of Chaos. That's his fusion spell, okay. Alright, so Madrot's gonna go off. Let's go ahead and bring out... See, normally I go for Yvain. Let's go for Oliver. Hacha. Why not? Let's do some different stuff this time. I would if I could... It's a weird thing. The Infernobles count as, like, Noble Knights in the hand, but the extra deck monsters don't. It's really weird. Anyway, we'll go ahead and make King Arthur. Why not? Go ahead and equip Arfadu again, because that works so well for us. And we'll equip him with Durandal. That way I can blow up both of his spell traps. Let's go ahead and ditch Oliver. See, I was kind of hoping to go for Charlie, just to have some variety, but maybe later. Maybe. Let's go ahead and use Durandal and search Roland. That way we have Roland for later. And we'll do some equips. Oliver, go on to Artorias. And my opponent surrender. Okay. Okay. You know what? Normally I wouldn't end like this, but we're showing the deck out fine. We're just running into, like, kind of chintzy opponents, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go ahead and end today's episode. You got the idea of the Noble Knights at the very least. And I think I do have one replay saved, so I'll leave that at the end. So regardless, let's go for the end screen. We'll talk about what Noble Knights. Alrighty, so Noble Knights, they got 4 wins. Somehow, I don't know how. I'm not gonna count that as 3 wins just because I don't feel like we really had any good opponents today. You know, it's a I mean, this is a casual sort of deck, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping for just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. But at the very least, I got to show off the Noble Knights and what they do. So that's a win in itself. But I was just kind of hoping for a little bit more back and forth. That's all. So I hope, regardless, that you guys enjoyed seeing the Noble Knights in action. Let me know that if you did enjoy seeing them. I kind of wish I could have done the synchros, but yeah, that's the thing with Noble Knights. They lock themselves into themselves, which is a bit annoying. And for some reason, these don't count. I think that might be an EDO Pro issue. I don't know. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm going to leave you guys with that replay. And I'll see you guys again next time with, what's on my list? I think we got Crystal Beasts next. Yes, Crystal Beasts. Okay. So, thank you everybody for watching. Your boy Memphis is signing out. See you guys next time.